don't know, it's kind of interesting. So just a quick tidbit about a project that maybe you're hip to, maybe you're not, but let's give it a little bit of love because the homie Sterling K. Brown, who was also, as you all know, Killmonger's father, is in a new series called Paradise, in which he stars alongside Cyclops. Is it weird that I only see people in Marvel? like everybody, like when I see people, like I see them as Marvel characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that normal?
What his name is?
Yeah. That's Hawkeye right there. That's Hawkeye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see people as, you know. I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, okay, that Leonardo DiCaprio. I see Scott Summers and T'Chaka's brother from Black Panther. That's all I see. But I digress because Steph, evidently, this show Paradise, you seem to love it a little bit. Is that right? What do you like about this show, Steph?
I'm so obsessed. First of all, yes, Black leading man. There's a Black woman. Oh, there she is, who also has a very large part in the plot unfolding. Incredible mystery, action, suspense, utopia that's actually really a dystopia. A very, very evil white woman with an interesting backstory. It has all the pieces. Ooh, and a missing Black woman who, could show up at some point. We don't know. I have theories. I don't know if we're like spoiler free-ish or what, so I won't say too much, but it's just unfolding so beautifully. And their social media team is really fun. They repost stuff, they reply to comments. They had a whole thing where it was like their Instagram was secret and you had to request to follow, and they accepted my request, so I felt like one of the cool kids. It's just really fun, and it's going to be fun to watch it unfold. And it's got definitely some sci-fi mixed into contemporary society elements in it.
Okay. So I've had a chance to check it out. Have you all had an opportunity to kind of give it a gander?
I'm three episodes in.
3 episodes in. All right. So I guess we want to do this one spoil free. Yeah, I think we do a spoil free one without giving too much away. Because I mean, I'm gonna be careful about this because I know Lisa. Before you chime in, if you in the comments, I know I'm terrible with the spoilers. Okay, and I'm probably gonna spoil it on accident anyway. But I know also sometimes I get spoiled just by hearing about what something is. Like I hate when somebody's like, "Ooh, wait till episode 2. Ooh, at the end, I ain't gonna tell you." But it's like, well, okay, you're kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like now I'm like heavily anticipating what happens on episode 2. But yeah, I would say at bare minimum, if you're a fan of the show This Is Us, the showrunner from that show is also on this one as well, which is why we see Sterling K. Brown, who played Randall in that show This Is Us, as a lead role in this. Also, I was a big fan of that show, and still am a big fan of the show called For All Mankind. And as you just saw, this young lady from the show is from For All Mankind. She plays one of the lead astronauts in that show, so she definitely comes along with it.
Good show.
What say you about it, Ty, real quick?
I agree with Stephanie 100%. I watched the first episode and I was sitting there like, oh, I watched the whole episode and then I was like, what? I was like, yo, it's one of those. It is one of those. Like, and then like as I'm 3 episodes in, and each episode I'm like, yo, word, really? Yeah, like it's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff going on in this little space, man. But when it does make you think, because you are seeing a lot of movies like this. You're seeing a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows that are kind of like targeting this whole dystopian world. What will happen when the end comes? Like this is who's getting an invite? Who's getting an invite? That's what you need. Right. Are you getting an invite? Because because a lot of people don't get invites. And that's but man, listen, I cannot say enough about Sterling K. Brown. Every opportunity I get, I shout this man out. Now, when you talk about acting master classes, this is one of those guys, man, who deserves to be up there with the. I'm tired of just every time somebody talk about acting, all they mention is Denzel. Like he's the only nigga that can act. Because he's not. He's not. He's not. Sterling K. Brown is definitely. I dare say, and you heard me say it. I dare say he can act better than Denzel. I said it. I said it. I said it. I said it. God damn it! I didn't like that last Denzel shit. I didn't like that. But look, Sterling K. Brown deserves these continued roles. I want to keep seeing Sterling K. Brown in roles. I want to keep seeing him as a leading man. And then this is his avenue, man. Like, yo, like when it comes to stuff like this, look, man, he kept a straight face the whole first episode, and that's what messed me up. Because I was like, damn, this thing, he'd make you believe. And then you'd be like, oh, you tricky bastard. But look, and he's like, look, man, let me stop there because I'm gonna start telling shit and I'm gonna be like you and I'm gonna drop stuff. Watch this. I'm 3 episodes in, and as soon as I get off here, I'm going back to watch it. So yeah, it's good like that, y'all. Go check it out.
Nolly?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like Sterling K. Brown is one of those actors that gives his all to every role, no matter where it is. Like, he don't care if it's TV, he don't care if it's movie. He's going to deliver the best of his best. Like, it's the last role that he's got, and he needs to prove his worth. Like, he has me believing that this man absolutely has trained his whole life to do the job that he does on this show. He is so good. And this show, I was looking for something to kind of fill the void because Silo is done. And so I'm just reading the books now. And I was like, I need something to get me into, I need something that makes me think, something that has me theorizing. And Paradise does it. Like, I watched the first episode, and when I got to the end, I said, bitch, sign me up. Sign me up. Roll the next episode. It is so good. And when you think you're slightly figuring shit out, they're like, just kidding. Here's something else, which makes me a little anxious because I think it's so good. And I know they're going to end the season on a cliffhanger. And I'm really anxious that Hulu is going to be like, psych, no season 2, which I don't know, because it's getting such good acclaim and it's been at the top of the top 10 since its debut. So I'm hoping that's not the case. I hope we get a season 2, but it is so good. It is worth the watch. It is one of those things that I put on because I needed background noise while I was working on something else, and I ended up not finishing what I was doing, and I was just watching the show. It is very, very good.
Oh wow! All right. Well, I hate to pour the water on this. Did I just get slapped? I didn't even say nothing yet.
That was the water being poured. Go ahead.
I hate to pour water on this, man. But I love me some Sterling K. Brown. But I'm watching this same show and I stopped after episode 2.
Stop it.
I did.
You don't like mysteries?
Can you tell us why exactly that you stopped?
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I don't know why.
Are you watching it sober?
Come on, Nolly. Never.
A question.
Like sober, niggas. So, what is that?
What do you mean? I don't know what that means.
Is that a thing?
All right. So here, talk me down. It's one of those shows where they fork feed you morsels. You know what I'm saying? And you spend the bulk of the time in speculation mode when they can just give you more. Like they're giving me okay, we find out something very significant, and then now we're on a manhunt for something that was taken, and I don't know. You know what? It's gotta get. You know what's that other show called?
From?
No, not from. That's
I
got
mean,
more
it's
science fiction. That's got monsters and blood and shit. And I like that.
still
Shit.
does the same thing. Does the same thing though.
Yeah, it does that. But it's another show that stars the lady who plays as Captain Marvel in Doctor Strange 2. There's a show where she's the lead in that show. I can't remember, but I don't know. It's maybe it's just a preference thing, you know, and maybe it gets a little better. But I
Lessons in
mean,
chemistry.
So you're saying there are clues and it's a mystery.
The lady
Yes.
from you said Captain Marvel, the show that she was in.
yeah, what's it called?
Lessons in chemistry.
No. She's like
Okay, that was an
she's like a
amazing show. I
detective.
was about to fight you.
Nah. She's like a detective. I'll look it up real quick, but yeah, it's not hitting me, and I'm not trying to say don't watch it. I'm gonna keep watching it because I'm being pushed in that direction, and I love the fact that Sterling K is getting his flowers. I do have a question for Steph, as a follow up, but I will say this: if you're not like a CSI guy, you know, if you're not like a mystery, you know, I don't know. I don't share the feelings of the rest of the panel on this particular show. I think it's all right. The show's all right. I just thought I'd put that out there.
This was not it. Like I think. All right. So the part about it that I think would appeal to you is the sci-fi aspect of it.
Agreed.
And that is the part where we don't know what this tablet is. Well, I don't know yet because I'm on the 3rd episode, but it is an interesting idea of what, like I said, they've been doing a lot of these movies and a lot of these TV shows. What does the future hold for us? Like what is the next step? What is the next step after, you know, everything? So that's kind of where we're at, man. Is what would you do in this situation? Like what
so let me expound on what you just said. And let me bring in something that Steph said too. Steph said it's got a hint of sci-fi, and it does. But the sci-fi aspect is not what it's centered around. It's a sidebar. It's a cursor. It's not nothing that is really, you know. Then the other really interesting aspect of it to me is how they got there. But that's not what the focus is about either. The focus is about the mystery element. It's a whodunit, and I'm not a big whodunit guy. That's all.
It gives me what was that Mockingbird thing? What was that what was that called?
Harmony.
Hunger Games. Hunger
Games?
Games is giving me that kind of dystopian feel where there's like a leader and they there's like a because and this is just 3 episodes in, so I like I said, I haven't seen it all, but it's giving me that because it what I watched in the first 3 episodes is they're all part of a community that is kind of they know, everybody knows where your whereabouts are at all times. Like they're under surveillance. They're like the whole place there's cameras everywhere. There's like you got to have a freaking watch that you make all your purchases with. The watch doesn't work, you don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's more to it than I think you're giving it credit for because you haven't seen it through. So it's like one thing to say, yeah, it's a mystery, it's giving me mystery vibes. Well, that's the point, right? It's the point to give you. It's the point is to not give you everything all at once. The point is to gradually suck you in to the point where you're fully immersed, and now your life revolves around this show. That is great TV shows. That's what a great TV show does. A great TV show. I don't know what's going on, bro. But
very
somebody's upset. Somebody is hella upset right now.
Okay, somebody. All right, somebody want attention in the
background. Sorry, that was
yo. Yeah, you should have never left bed this morning.
Yeah, somebody. You remember that scene in Baby Boy? Ty, remember she was on the phone? Get your head off the phone. You better get your ass off the phone. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me start. All right, so let me say this, and I'm glad Harmony you brought up Anthony, and I want to shout out Anthony. We did broadcast on his channel today because I won't say expecting, but we're hoping as we were that he'd be here, and hopefully we're not doing anything out of tune. with what he'd allow. But let me just bring up Anthony. Anthony has this thing called the 8-minute test, right? Whereas like, oh, you watch the show for 8 minutes and good morning, Serenity. Good to see you. And then you're like, okay, well, if I'm still into it, if I want to keep watching, then I'm gonna keep watching. I gave it the 8-minute test and it made it. But when I got to the do you want to go to the next episode after episode 2? I was like, no. I was like, I'm about to play Mortal Kombat, man. What the hell? I was like, I've had enough. I was like, no. Who done it? Just tell me who the fuck did it. I'm tired. Now, I'm being hard on the show. I'm not going to lie. It's one of those things where I like the show, but it's not for me. Kind of like This Is Us was a show that was really good, but I was like, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Severance, a lot of people like Severance. Maybe it's really good. Not really for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking away from it. I think if you like it, if you check it out, watch it, by all means, handle your business. But as far as I'm concerned, it's mid. Go ahead, Steph, on the way out.
I have a couple final thoughts. One, I wish you could acknowledge how incredible the show is, Vince, but I also kind of love that you don't love it and you still have to watch it, because that's been me so many times on the show with all the 50-11 Star Wars spin-offs y'all made me watch, the DC teenage bullshit. Like, it feels a little bit like I'm trying to get my lick back. Get my lick back. And I enjoy that.
We going out with the shots.
Shots.
Damn, Steph.
Oh man.
I enjoyed Sterling in Black Panther. I enjoyed him in This Is Us. I went into Paradise with anticipation and high expectations, and episode 1 locked in. I was like, oh, he is okay. He's carrying this. This is a leading man. This is a leading man. But also there was like, okay, he's a leading man, solid, incredible actor, handsome, clearly very handsome, beautiful skin, etc. But I was like, but there's a difference between handsome and sexy, right? But it was like they read my thoughts and were like, oh, okay. Listen, Skylar said it. I was like, we're doing that. Sterling, okay, we get it. All right, you're multifaceted. You're all the things. You're all the things. Okay, received.
Oh no.
Yeah. Also, Skylar, I don't know who you are, but we should be friends. I'm reading all your comments. Like,
why is Skylar not my
monologue
friend too?
What'd you say?
Yeah, Skylar, why were you not friends?
Yes, let's
imagine
be friends.
Skylar on the show. No, between you, me, and Skylar, it'd be a hot mess. Skylar, you trying to come on and with us one day to talk shit?
I don't know. Skylar's never dressed. Every time I see him, man, I think he's like in a robe with like a coffee mug standing next to my cubicle. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, today we gotta get this profile picture. I'm saying, but yeah, man, you got to open invite, Skylar, man. We definitely appreciate it. And shout out to everybody who's watching on YouTube. If you're not following, why not? Why watch and not follow? Yo, hit the subscribe button, smash that joint. Know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man. Let's be friends for life. And yeah, Skylar, man, you might get an invite. You never know. You might get an invite. Pull on up to the show. Give us a comment right quick, man. So appreciate you and Linda and Lisa and everybody else who is in the comments. Make sure y'all follow, like, share, and subscribe. Look, unfortunately, we got to this portion.
Can I just say this real quick? Now, one thing that I did notice, and I always have to pay attention to this because I do bring this up a lot. But I did notice that there was a very small, very, very, very small amount of black men in this here city. As it might have been only black man I actually saw was Sterling, if I'm being honest.
And the son.
Well, I said men. I was very specific when I said that. Men. Okay. Black men, because they seem to get left out of so many things these days. And so that was one of the things that I noticed, that there was a minimal amount of black men and there was a minimal amount of black women. And for some reason, the black men and the black women didn't seem to get along as they typically do in today's society when it comes to stuff that's portrayed on screen. So I'm just wondering why that continues to be the theme throughout all of television and movies.
Let me do this real quick because we've already held Nolly longer than she has to be. We can talk about that as we continue, but we unfortunately have to let two of our I think Steph was going to hang out, but we're going to talk Invincible now.
I gotta go shortly, but I'm gonna say one last thing about Paradise.
Okay, well, we want to go ahead and let our homie Nolly on up out of here. So thank you, Nolly, as always. Everybody give her the flowers she deserves, y'all, man. That's the homie, man. She started us off every time. So appreciate you, Nolly, for being here. And we will see you next week. And look for her to also be maybe in the story. So I'm gonna go ahead and let her out. Any words on the way out, Nolly?
I'm off to go be a horny menace elsewhere.
Say it again. What?
I said I'm off to be a horny menace elsewhere. Have a great weekend.
Wow, we love the horny ministers. I guess one time for Nolly, y'all. Nolly was on something today, yo. Nolly. I feel like Nolly popped the Cialis.
She was on fire this morning.
Nolly's gonna talk real quick, but yeah. So Steph, we're gonna get into a little bit of Invincible real quick on the way out, but do you have some more words about Paradise, please?
Yes, I want to respond to Bad Ty's comment before I go, because I watched Invincible. I'll tell you, I Googled it and was like, I don't think I'm going to watch Invincible.
Yeah, I don't think that's
But please.
I will say, Bad Ty, you make an excellent point about the lack of Black people, but one of the things I love about the show is that everything makes sense. They have put so much clear thought and effort into the world building. I don't want to spoil too much, but I will say the lack of Black people is intentional and not an oversight in a very specifically engineered society. And I love that despite the lack of Black people, two of the most prominent folks on the show and in that society are Black people, because we are going to be excellent. We are going to rise to the top. And I'll just say, if they handpicking people to be part of a project, the Black ones who make it are going to be the very best of the best of the best. Yeah, and they are. And I love that we get to see them highlighted.
Awesome. That's a good exit for Steph, man. Let's go ahead and give Steph her props on the way out as well. Hey, everybody, Steph don't show up every week because she busy. So when she pull up, y'all better give her the flowers she deserves, goddamn. So one time for the homie Steph. Steph, thanks for pulling up. Hope you get everything you deserve this Valentine's weekend. Hallelujah.